Omar Myatt. Anyone want to tell me who's the moving party in this case?
I think we all are. Ms. Roberts had filed the initial motion. I think I filed the second motion.
I just want to know who's going to get to go first. So.
Your Honor, I think probably the appropriate matter would be is Mr. Knowles is now representing the potential heir of the estate. And I think probably from that standpoint, she's here to make as I understand Your Honor's ruling, is she had a certain time limit to come forward to establish her claim. She did not do that within the time frame. And so then we had concern about service and whether or not proper notice was done. So we resent it. And then she is here making a claim now. So I think my motion and everybody else's motions were predicated on whether she was going to come forward. She has now come forward. And so I think appropriately, Mr. Knowles, as her representative, would go first to establish her claim, and then we would refute that or substantiate it, depending on each of our clients' positions.
This is the claim of Kathy Rundle, is that correct?
That's correct.
Your Honor. We filed an answer and counter
Ms.
motion.
Rundle is on Zoom with us, and she is in this hearing. She has not yet turned her video on, but is she going to be testifying, obviously?
Well, there should also be Miss Janie Myatt.
I have a Stephanie Lowe is the only other person that's in.
That's correct, Judge.
She's at Mr. Odell's office meeting us with assistance. She's my client.
Okay. So do I need to admit Ms. Lowe as well?
Please.
Yes, Judge.
All right. So do you wish to make an opening statement? The issue that's before the court is whether or not Ms. Kathy Rundle, who is the person seeking to establish herself as an heir, is or is not a legitimate heir of this estate. Is that correct?
That's correct. And I would ask for the rule as well.
Rule has been requested. That means that I need to put Ms. You say Ms. Lowe is a party?
Well, Ms. Lowe is an attorney in Mr. Odell's office.
Oh.
Janie Myatt, my client, who is an heir, is actually there to testify.
All right, so that doesn't matter.
So
Ms. Rundle is a party, so I just didn't know if I need to put any of those people back in the waiting area. So.
Well, and in calling for the rule, I just want some clarification too, because many of the people who are here are heirs.
Anyone who's an heir is a party.
So, I know Mr. Vandervoort just sent some of them out. Some are just
I think all are heirs.
relatives of heirs, but we need to announce and put them on there and have their genealogies, verify who their common ancestor was.
Because when they have these folks step back in and they can verify.
Right. I just didn't want anybody to be excluded who is actually technically a party.
It's no problem. I've got a headache already.
You're welcome.
Heirs of the estate and therefore parties to the action, so none of them should be excluded from the courtroom.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's correct.
All right. Then we are ready. Now, would you like to, Mr. Knowles, make an opening statement?
Briefly, Your Honor, I would. This matter is before the court upon the request for Miss Catherine Rundle.
Going up to the podium.
Miss Catherine Rundle to come and establish her right as an heir of her father, who was Charlie Myatt, who was the brother of Richard Myatt. The issue in this case is Miss Rundle is the child of Charlie Myatt, as shown on her birth certificate, which is recorded with the state of Tennessee, which creates a finding of parentage. So, beginning with, it's our position that this parentage is already established. She should not even be here today, as she is the legal child. That legal parentage could only be set aside after 5 years by showing fraud, undue influence, or duress, which was never filed by Charlie Myatt prior to his death, nor has it been filed now. Judge, I would submit there's been no other parties that have had to file any form of birth certificates or establish any kind of parental marriage at the time of birth. The proof that we're going to put on will show that Mr. Charlie Myatt held Miss Rundle out to be his daughter They lived together, her mother and him, at the time of birth, and she is a rightful heir under this estate.
All right. Any of the other parties, counsel, wish to make an opening statement?
Judge, I would. Judge, we would submit that this is controlled by 31-2-105, and the court looks at that. This was a child that was born out of wedlock. The parties never married prior to this, according to the statute, the parties were never married. It was not established prior to the father's death. The child was born in 1960, April, I think it was April 24th, 1960, and I think the court has to look at that time period and look at the statute and look what was going on prior to that. There was no requirement of voluntary acknowledgement of parentage. And at that time, the proof that would have been required is clear and convincing evidence. And Judge, we would submit there is not clear and convincing evidence, but she does have a burden of coming forward and establishing that she is the child. She's had that burden, and first off, she has not met that. There's a specific part of that statute says it's according to the creditor's notice, or a year. And certainly he's been deceased longer than a year. She has never come forth and asserted. Moreover, I think proof's going to show that no one in this family had any idea, ever heard of this person until these proceedings. So Judge, we think that the burden she has, one, she has failed to meet the time frame. The case law is all that clear on that. Two, I don't think that she can clear the hurdle of clear and convincing proof. And so, Judge, we believe that's what the proof will show, is that, in fact, she is not the child. She's never been held out to be the child. Charlie Myatt, brother of Richard Omar, never held her out to be a child. None of the family members who had close ties to her, to Charlie, never heard of this person. So we believe that's what's going to the proof's going to show.
Mr. Roberts, you have anything?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Region?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Franklin?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Rowe?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Holly, I know you're sitting back there. Surely you're not involved in this case, too.
I'm not, sir, no, or the Gilchrist. I think we've got the Gilchrist worked out, please the court. If we leave, can we just send the court an agreed order?
That's fine. All right. Mr. Knowles, it is your burden. You may call your first witness.
I would call Janie Myatt.
Janie Myatt.
Yes, sir.
She is on Zoom. I'm going to ask her to unmute and turn her camera on. You are Janie Myatt, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
If you will raise your right hand, let me place you under oath. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this case to be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Knowles.
Could you state your full name for the record?
Janie Myatt.
And Miss Myatt, are you the sibling of Richard Myatt?
Yes.
Are you also the sibling of Charlie Myatt?
Yes.
Do you know Miss Kathy Rundle?
She was born here in Dixon. I seen her for about 6 weeks here in Dixon, but I talked to her all the time.
Now, do you know when she was born?
I think it was in maybe April of 60.
Do you know who her father is?
Charlie says it's his daughter, and her and Dee was together at the time, and Charlie always told me Kathy was his daughter.
Ma'am, if you'll hold on for a second, please. Objection is as to hearsay, Mr. Knowles.
Well, Your Honor, this is family history. There's an exception to family history. This is also under the dead man statute. Charlie is not a party to this action. Charlie's not the plaintiff or defendant.
Which certainly he is, in as much as these claimed heirs are. So I would submit if these are party opponents, these are interested parties.
Well, if that's the case, it's a statement against interest, Your Honor. That would allow the hearsay into the record.
Well, not necessarily.
I think that she can testify at this point regarding how, her knowledge of how he reacted towards this child without having to quote what he said. So I'm going to sustain the objection as to the actual words, and you can have your client or your witness testify about any other matters that might be directly on point.
Your Honor, as administrator of the estate, I think that testimony would go to the distribution of the estate. That's what would be relevant to it.
Maybe relevant, but how is that an exception? Lots of relevant information is objectionable as hearsay. What Mr. Vanvorth has objected to it coming in as hearsay, so I'm trying to determine, is there an exception to the hearsay rule?
I don't know if the dead man statute would apply if it is to the allocation and distribution of the estate.
You don't think the dead man statute would apply?
Wouldn't.
It doesn't, Your Honor, with all due respect, it doesn't apply because it's dealing, the dead man statute only deals with statements about a decedent and dealing with the person who's testifying when they had a business dealing. And this was not a business dealing, it's family history, which is an exception to the hearsay rule, and establishing lineage. And then number two, this is not dealing with a transaction that Mrs. Janie Myatt had with the decedent. And so the dead man statute prohibits a person who was within the transaction making a statement about what the decedent said about that specific transaction. So that's what the dead man statute covers.
Mr. Reason?
The dead man statute applies only to actions in which a judgment may be rendered for or against the personal representative.
I'm not so concerned about the dead man statute as I am about the hearsay. And this, you're claiming, or it proposed that family history is an exception to the hearsay rule. Number 19 of the rules of evidence, exceptions to the hearsay rules, states the following. Reputation among members of a person's family by blood, adoption, or marriage, or among associates or in the community concerning a person's birth, adoption, marriage, divorce, death, legitimacy, relationship by blood, adoption, or marriage, ancestry, or other similar fact of personal or family history. Therefore, it would fall clearly within that exception to the hearsay rule. Your objection is overruled. You may continue. Ms. Myatt, the question had been posed to you about what you knew about Ms. Rundle, and you were quoting what your brother Charlie had said about this lady.
Yes.
You may want to re-ask your question.
Ms. Myatt, were you present when Kathy Rundle came home from the hospital?
I did not see her come home from the hospital, but I was at their apartment within a few hours after she got out of the hospital.
And when you say you were at their apartment, whose apartment were you at?
Charlie's and Dee's.
Dee being Miss Kathy Rundle's mother?
Yes, over on Center Avenue.
That's where the apartment was?
Yes.
Okay, so you were present when they brought Miss Rundle home from the hospital. Was your brother holding Kathy Rundle out to be his child?
He told me to come in and see his little girl. He had a little girl and wanted me to see her, and I helped her, and I was at their apartment.
And did he continue to reside there with Miss Rundle and her mother?
For probably about 6 weeks. And then they left and went to Illinois. I think it's Illinois or Indiana one. And they was up there till 1962.
And when you say they left and went to Illinois, are you referring to Miss Rundle, your brother Charlie Myatt, and Miss Rundle's mother?
Yes.
To your knowledge, did they live together as a family?
Yes.
Now, throughout your lifetime, did your brother make any statements stating that he was the father of Catherine Rundle?
Up until he died, he wanted me to find his daughter, Kathy. He wanted me to find her.
And were you ever able to locate her?
No, I didn't know where she lived or what her last name was, and there's no way I could find her.
Now, who cared for Mr. Charlie Myatt before his death?
I did.
And during that time, did he discuss Kathy Myatt with you?
Many, many times.
And was he claiming her to be his daughter?
Yes.
After Mr. Charlie Myatt passed, did you go through his personal affairs? His personal.
Yes. Yes. And found Kathy's birth certificate.
And did you provide that birth certificate to anyone?
I sent it to Kathy.
And did he have any other documents showing Miss Rundle as his daughter?
There was a family Bible that belonged, I think it must have belonged to Dee, and it had their names in it. And it had Kathy's name in it and her half brother's name in the Bible. And I sent it to Kathy.
Okay. At any point, did Charlie Myatt state Kathy was not his daughter?
No.
Your Honor, that's all the questions I have.
We'll start with Mr. Van Voort. Mr. Van Voort, do you have questions?
Yes, sir, I do. So, Ms. Myatt, I'm Kurt Van Voort. I represent Sam Myatt. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So, you had just testified that you sent a certificate of birth to Kathy Rundle upon his death, correct?
Not till Kathy notified my brother and I got her address.
Okay, because that's what I was going to ask you, because you said earlier you didn't have her address. You didn't know how to look.
Okay. When Kathy's grandmother passed away, Kathy did not know what her daddy's name was all these years. And when Kathy's grandmother passed away, she found Charlie's name on a piece of paper from Dixon, Tennessee. And she went down, her daughter got the Dixon County phone book and went down and called every Myatt in that phone book, and she got a hold of Eugene Myatt. That's my brother. And
I'm not asking all that. I'm just saying, you earlier said you didn't have her address.
I was trying to tell you how I got it, but okay.
Is that correct? You did not have her address at the time your brother was deceased?
No.
Because that's what I was going to ask. Now, you're saying that you literally were there for the birth?
I was in Dixon. I wasn't in the room with her when she was born, but I was there at the hospital and in their apartment.
And you're saying that you visited them at the apartment?
After the birth, yes.
And then you in fact, held Miss Rundle?
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, thereafter, within 6 weeks, they all left, and this was in 1960, about April of 1960, I believe. You're saying that thereafter is when they left and went to either Illinois or Indiana?
Yes.
And so your brother Charlie was living in Burns at the time, correct?
No, he was in Indiana, Illinois with Kathy and Dee.
Okay, but at the time prior to that, he was living in Burns with your parents, correct?
I think him and Dee left at the same time and went to Illinois.
Okay, but my question to you is, he was living in Burns? You remember that?
Him and Dee was living in Dixon on Center Avenue.
Living in Dixon Center Avenue. Well, the birth certificate, which hasn't been introduced, but it shows an address. Do you remember the P.O. Box 206, Burns, Tennessee, back when there were just boxes, Box 206?
I don't remember whose address it is. I remember the boxes, but I don't know whose address.
Do you recall your parents' address?
It might have been their address. I don't remember their box number.
Okay, so if it shows that on the birth certificate, you just don't recall,
No,
okay? But you recall you recall specifically visiting, you recall them going to Illinois in 1960, April, and spending until 62. Is that your statement?
yes,
And as I understand further, your statement is that upon your brother's passing, or you took care of him before his passing, he wanted you to have contact with Kathy Rundle?
yes,
Okay, that's your statement.
yes,
It was very important to him, is what you're saying.
yes,
And then he passed away.
yes,
He passed away, I believe, in, let's see, he passed away in April the 24th of 2009. Do you recall that?
yes,
And you're saying his daughter was very important to him.
yes,
I mean, and you recognize that as a fact.
probably, all in all, he probably asked about 100 times to find her for him.
100 times.
Mhm.
Ma'am, you, in fact, took care of the funeral arrangements for your brother, didn't you?
Yes,
And you went to Span Funeral Home and you were the informant for your brother's passing, correct?
me and my sister went together.
You and your sister. Which sister?
Elizabeth,
Elizabeth. And who are her children? Who are the children of Elizabeth Myatt?
Larry and Glenda and Judy and Earl and Donna Ray.
And so she went with you.
Yes,
But you provided all the information to the funeral home, correct?
me and her both did, I guess. We both talked.
And you were there, correct?
Yes, yes.
Judge, if I may, just 1 second, pass out. Ms. Myatt, you, as you said, you were the informant for the information for the funeral home. Your name is listed on Charlie Myatt's certificate of death. You familiar with that?
I don't remember, I guess.
You guessed, but you did make the arrangements.
Me and my sister did, yes.
Of course, you're not a judge, I don't know how the court wants to handle this. Normally I would hand it to her, but she's not here.
I don't have any advice for you other than the fact that if you want to hand it to me, I will demonstrate it in front of the camera on my computer.
Right there.
Judge, may I approach?
Right. So what are you asking her to look at?
This is, Your Honor, this is an affidavit of custodian of records on the front. Jake Beard, he was a custodian of record for Span Funeral Home. And I would represent to Ms. Myatt, Janie Myatt, that the first page consists of Charlie Myatt's obituary, and it does not reflect the name of Kathy Rundle or Kathy Myatt within that obituary.
For the purposes of expediting it, it says what it says, and Ms. Rundle is not listed. So
There
again,
was
whether or
no
not
dispute about it.
again, she's not listed as an heir in a document through the newspaper on an obituary that Span Funeral Home prepared. We'll be happy to stipulate to that fact.
Well, thank you for that, but moreover, she and her sister are the ones who provided the information, Judge, and
I think
I,
it's been established, but if you want to ask her that specific question, there's a stipulation that Kathy Rundle is not listed in the obituary that Span Funeral Home provided for the publication, nor in the obituary notice form that Span Funeral Home utilizes. And if you want to ask her about that, it's been stipulated that the information is not there, and you can ask her who provided that information for preparation of this.
Yes, sir, and that is the question. But Ms. Myatt, you provided this information, correct?
Yes,
And as a matter of fact, on the last page here, it shows that you are responsible for the funeral arrangements, correct?
yes.
And her name was not listed. Correct?
I guess if you say so, I don't remember.
Well, if your attorney has said that her name is not listed, and you all are stipulating that, I will verify that you understand
It's
that.
actually, I don't think you represent this lady, is that correct?
I represent Miss Myatt.
You represent Ms. Janie Myatt?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And
Yes.
again,
Well,
the document speaks for itself.
Ms. Myatt, your lawyer here in the courtroom, in order to try to expedite things, has agreed that the documents speak for themselves, and will tell you that the documents do not contain Kathy Rundle's name in the obituary that was published, nor in the obituary notice that was prepared for Span Funeral Home. So you can take that as a fact. Right.
And ma'am, this is despite your brother telling you this hundreds of times, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And ma'am, you never mentioned this to any of the other family, correct?
oh, yeah. I talked to Richard about it, Eugene about it, Lisbeth about it. In fact, after Lisbeth and I made the funeral arrangements, Eugene and Richard went down and looked things over and said everything I'd done suited them and it was okay with them. I didn't make all the decisions by myself. They backed me on everything.
Yes, ma'am, but I'm talking about specifically about this child. This child, you never spoke with any of the other family members about it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He would call me and I'd tell Richard, well, Kathy called me today. Charlie's daughter called me today. I talked to her.
You all,
Yeah, I would talk to him and tell him I heard from Kathy.
your brother Sam would have known about it.
No, because me and him don't speak.
But you actually do not like, and is it fair to say you despise Sam?
No, I don't despise him. I just don't like his actions and his mouth.
So Elizabeth, who is your sister, was present at the time, and you would have talked to her about it, and her children would have known about it, correct?
Oh, yeah, they knew we done it.
Speculation. She can't know what the other people's children know.
Ma'am,
Sustained.
ma'am, you never took steps in opening your brother's estate to establish who his children were, despite his request for you to find his daughter, correct?
Yes, I was just under a lot of pressure, and I didn't know what her last name was at the time. I mean, 60 years later. It was just an oversight on my part, but I recognized her as being Charlie's daughter, and Richard and Eugene did, and Elizabeth did. We talked about it.
Judge, I would ask that be made an exhibit. I have the originals here, if I may, approach. Judge, I have them. That's in both cases. I just did affidavits for both cases. Ma'am, just to be clear, you don't recall the address where your parents resided?
Yeah, it's right. It was Mike Luke, Burns, Tennessee.
Okay.
Ed and Martha Mike, Burns, Tennessee. But I don't recall the post office box because it seemed like this is right.
You don't remember the box, okay. Judge, I have no other questions.
Your Honor, I have a question.
All right.
Hey, Miss Janie.
Yes.
What's your mom and daddy's name? What were their names?
Martha Elizabeth Lowe Myatt, and Daddy's name was Edward Omer Myatt.
And then how many children did they have?
12.
12 children. You have 11 siblings.
Yes. Well, the last one was just born dead, but there was 11 of us living. Yes.
11 living children.
Yes.
And were y'all close family growing up?
Well, yeah,
And as y'all aged, most of y'all continue to reside in this area, is that right?
yes.
Now, Charlie, what was Charlie's vocation? What was his trade? What did he do for a living?
He retired from I think it was the state of Tennessee, the fire tower. He worked for the fire tower there in Burns. He
Okay,
worked for the state.
okay. And at some part in time, did he start traveling?
He went with the carnival. He went with the fair. That's when he left here. He went with the fair. That's when he met Kathy's mother. Was with when the fair was here in Dixon. He left and went with them.
So he became, I mean, I guess what you would call a carny at some point in his later life. Is that right?
Yes.
He would travel around from different events and where these carnivals would put on county fairs,
Yes.
travel with them. Is that correct?
Yes.
And to your understanding, that's where he became acquainted with, I think you call her Dee,
Yeah.
and Dee is Miss Kathy Rundle's mother. Is that right?
Yes.
And so did Mr. Charlie Roy Mike, did he own any property, any land, anything?
No.
So when he passed away, was there any assets of his estate? Did he have anything that had to be probated, or did you have to deal with anything?
No. I took care of it with Elizabeth and Richard's and Eugene's help, and he ended up in the nursing home, and everything he had was taken up in the nursing home. Time I paid for his funeral and everything out of it.
Right, so there was no need to probate his estate, to open it up, to find out who his heirs were, because there was nothing left to give to anybody, was there?
No, there wasn't.
And the, at the time of Charlie's death, how long had he been in the nursing home?
Really, I can't remember, but offhand, I would say he had a stroke. Maybe a year. I really don't know, Jennifer. I really don't remember, but I'd say maybe a year.
And his health declined steadily for a bigger period of time. It wasn't something, his death didn't come imminent. He didn't have a stroke and die a few days later.
No, he laid in the house for about 3 or 4 days with a stroke before anybody found him. And then he was taken to the hospital, and then he was in the hospital, and from there he went to the nursing home.
And what house did he lay in, ma'am?
He rented an apartment there in the alley from the Underhills. He had an upstairs apartment. He rented from Edwin and Ronnie
Robbie.
Underhill.
Edwin and Robbie Underhill owned some property over there, and he lived upstairs.
And over a garage.
And so they found him there, and then he lasted for a while, but had to be taken care of, and you were the one that took care of him in the nursing home, right?
Yes, me and my sister.
Sister. So at the time of his death, from the time in 1960 when Miss Kathy Rundle was born,
Mm-hmm.
you said they left about 6 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
And were they, where they were going? Were they re-going and doing their carnival stuff at that point in time, or were they moving somewhere? Do you know?
We thought with the carnival, but my mother, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but my mother came to Michigan to see me through a birth. And when she left there, she went back to Illinois and hunted around and found Charlie and Dee, and he was sharecropping on a farm in Illinois. And that was 2 years later.
Okay. And so, and then when did Charlie come back to Dixon?
Say maybe within a year after that, he came back and he's been there, was there ever since.
Okay. So he met Dee doing carnival stuff. They came back here.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave birth.
Mm-hmm.
Then they left and went to Illinois doing some sharecropping.
Mm-hmm. That's where my mother found him.
Okay, and your mother found him. And then he came back here a year later. Did he come back alone?
Yes.
Were there conversations about what happened, or where Dee was and where Kathy was?
Well, I asked him on many times where the baby was, and he said, I don't know where she took her. I don't know where she's at. I don't know where she took her. So I really don't, I can't fill in the details on that because I don't know.
You don't know?
Sorry, hold on.
Say on that, that doesn't have anything to do with family lineage.
Well, Your Honor, it, from a standpoint of Mr. Vandervoort, ask her about the location and when she knew where Miss Kathy Rundle was. And it was just foundational getting to that. I'll move on. So from that would have been 1962, 1963 was when he came back?
Yes,
Okay. And so from 1963 until he passed, in what year? You remember what year he passed? 2009?
yes.
2009. Had you been successful, or did you even know where to start looking for this daughter he was asking for?
I didn't know where to start looking. I didn't know what her name was, what state or nothing. But he asked about her many, many times, but I didn't know how to start looking.
In your did you know any family history of Miss Kathy's mother?
No,
Where her people were from, where she might
nothing, nothing,
So you wouldn't even know where to start looking.
no.
So when did you, so at Charlie's death, did you even know if there was a child by the name on this birth certificate, Catherine Jean Myatt?
I didn't see the birth certificate until after Charlie passed away.
So you just know you saw a baby that he held out as his. Did you know her name was Kathy?
Yes,
That's what they had given her the name at birth.
uh-huh. But I didn't see the birth certificate after Charlie passed away.
And you found that
Yes,
going through his personal effects.
yes,
And that would have been in 2009, correct? Or
yes,
sometime after his death.
yes.
He died in April. So how long from 2009 was it until you had contact with Kathy Rundle?
I think Charlie had been passed away about 3 months, and Eugene Mike got a phone call from somebody and wanted to know if they knew a Charlie Roy Mike. And Eugene was kind of rude, and he said, yeah. Well, how can I find him?
Hold on just a second.
Miss Janie, hang on. Mr. Vandervoort's got to speak up in the microphone. He objected.
Okay.
So hang on.
Judge, my objection is the hearsay as to what Eugene Myatt may have relayed to her or didn't relay.
Your Honor, we're not offering for the truth of the matter asserted. We're
Rule, I don't think it's being offered for the truth of the matter. It's being shown as to how contact came into to play. Overruled.
all right, Miss Janie, that means you can go on and tell me what you were saying. There was some phone call that came that prompted you to do something. So what happened?
No, this lady called Eugene Mike and asked Eugene Mike if he knew where Charlie Roy Mike was or did he know him. And Eugene thought it was a bill I had forgotten to pay. And he said, yeah, he's over in Hall Cemetery dead and buried. And she said, well, I'm Charlie's granddaughter. And we have just found Charlie's name on a piece of paper. My grandmother passed away. And this is the first time my mama knew her daddy's name. And that was about 3 months after Charlie passed away, that her grandmother passed away.
Maya, if you'll hold for just a second, is this microphone on at that table?
It is now, Judge.
Right.
I renew my objection, Your Honor, on this testimony that she just provided. Clearly, it has a whole long list of.
Well, we'll move on, Your Honor.
Well, Judge, is moving on, but if I can get a ruling on the objection, in as much as she just testified that what that person said about a long line of family trying to establish that, in fact, Charlie was, quote, the father, so.
Judge, that goes to family history.
But it's
This
hearsay.
is the lineage.
It's hearsay, Judge.
Which is a hearsay
The whole
exception.
point of the hearsay exception is, it is not hearsay if it's accepted under the rules. And I will repeat, reputation concerning personal or family history, reputation among members of a person's family by blood, adoption, or marriage, or among associates in the community concerning a person's birth, adoption, marriage, divorce, death, legitimacy, relationship by blood, adoption, or marriage, ancestry, or other similar fact of personal or family history, all of which encompasses what we're talking about.
And so,
Go ahead, Mr. Vanderbilt.
Judge, but it isn't, because this phone call was from somebody that didn't know, that wasn't in the community. They lived out wherever. It wasn't somebody in the community. She's repeating
It
what
doesn't have to be
was told.
community, it's reputation among members of a person's family.
It's a relative.
That's the point. At this point, it's being offered as a member of the family, the grandchild of Charlie. This would be Miss Kathy Rundle's daughter, I assume. And it's being offered by someone who purports to be a member of the family. So that is, in my opinion, and my ruling is, it's squarely within the exception to the hearsay rule concerning personal and family history. So overrule the objection.
Ms. Janney, I just want to cut to the chase. Because of the phone call that was received first by Eugene, and then when you were talking to to some individual out there, did you rummage through Charlie's things and find that birth certificate?
Yes, I done had it, yes.
I mean, wherever, you would just put it up somewhere and you got it
Yes.
out? And is that when you first, because of the information that you gleaned from that telephone conversation, did you reach out to Kathy Rundle, or did Kathy Rundle herself reach out to you?
Yes, for the last 10 years, we've came in close contact.
And at some point after that communication, that phone call, after about 3 months after your brother Charlie died, is that when you sent her that birth certificate?
I sent her the birth certificate, and she said she had no idea what her daddy looked like. And I sent her some pictures of Charlie, and I sent her the family Bible, and quite a few things of Charlie's that she wanted. Yes, I sent it to her.
Okay. And then you've continued to have communication with her since that time?
Yes, regular basis.
Now, of the 11 living siblings that your mom and daddy had, after Mr. Richard died, there was 3 of y'all left, is that correct? You,
Yes.
Eugene, and Mr. Willie Sam, is that correct?
Yes,
And so you have a financial stake as a sibling to take from Mr. Richard Myatt's estate, correct?
yes,
And you also are a party to a partition suit where the Myatt family farm out there was sold for a considerable amount of money, isn't that right?
yes,
And you understand that if Miss Rundle would be the only child of Charlie, your brother, correct?
yes, yes,
So she stands in place instead to take the same amount of money that you and both Mr. Myatts would take, because she would take your full brother's portion, is that right?
yes,
And if she's denied taking that, and if she's declared by this court not to be a sibling, that would be financially beneficial to you, because I think if we've got the exactly right, Mr. Regent's statement is, you would take a percentage of Charlie's money.
It's not about money. It's what about it's honest and fair.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Is it about money?
No, it's not about money. It's about what's honest and fair.
Okay, that's all I needed, Ms. Cheney. Thank you very much. Now, somebody else may have some more questions for you, okay?
Ms. Franklin, you have questions?
Good afternoon, Ms. Myatt. My name is Sydney Franklin. I'm the attorney for your brother, guardian ad litem for your brother, Henry Eugene Myatt. I just have a few questions I just want to clarify. So after Ms. Rundle was born, you said that your brother and her mother, Dee, lived in Dixon for about 6 weeks,
Yes,
and then they traveled, correct?
yes, to my knowledge.
What was the time period from the time they left Dixon until your brother returned?
Probably a little over 2 years.
And during that time, did you speak with your brother, Charlie Myatt?
No, we didn't know where he was. My mother found him. We didn't know where he was either. They were together, but we didn't know. My mother didn't know where he was. We didn't hear from him.
Okay, but during that time period, is it your understanding he was acting as Miss Rundle's father?
Yes, they were living together. My mother said they was living together to share a farm crop when she left Michigan and found him.
Okay, I have no further questions, Judge.
Mr. Reason? You have anything?
No, Your Honor, I have no questions. Thank you.
No?
No questions.
All right, thank you. Mr. Miller, do you have any redirect?
Briefly, Your Honor.
I think everybody's seen a copy of the birth certificate. I think it's attached to everybody's pleadings, but y'all know what it is.
Your Honor, could you hold this in your camera as we discussed earlier, so I can ask Miss
Janie Might if this appears to be a true and accurate copy of the document she found being Kathy Rundle's birth certificate? Could you hear my question, Miss Janie?
I could, but I can't see very well and I can't read what's on there.
Can you scoot up close to the computer and see if you can see, does that appear to be the birth certificate that you found, or a true and accurate copy of it for Miss Catherine Jean Might?
Yes.
Judge, I'd move that be Exhibit 2.
Mark it as the next exhibit.
We would need to mark it in both cases.
Both.
We're trying these cases jointly, at least on the motion portions. So you would mark it as an exhibit in both cases.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Any recross?
Judge, may I see Exhibit 2?
Birth certificate.
Ms. Myatt, the birth certificate that has been admitted reflects a box 206 as the address, apparently it appears on here, for Beatrice Jean Hammond. That's in Burns, Tennessee. Do you recognize that address?
I don't know if that was Mom and Daddy's address. I do not know of them ever living in Burns, so I can't testify to that.
Okay. Ms. Roberts, your attorney, had circulated to all the parties, I'll pass it around, a certificate of live birth that had been requested, looks like, and there's a certification in March the 5th of 1990. And it was sent out, looks like, to Central Point Branch, United States National of Oregon. You have any idea from where that came?
Dee lives in Oregon, and Kathy lives in Oregon, and that's all I know. It must be something Kathy sent her. I didn't have anything to do with that.
And it says 1990, March the 5th of 1990. Is that something you would have supplied to your attorney?
The only birth certificate I know about is the one that I sent Kathy, and that's the one I can testify for.
Okay. Judge, I'll pass this around to the envelope. And ma'am, your earlier testimony is that you had no way of contacting her, Miss Kathy Rundle, because you didn't know her name.
Correct.
But you knew her name was Kathy, you knew her mother's name, you knew Beatrice Jean Hammond, correct?
Not till I got my brother's stuff and seen it on the birth certificate.
And you knew, so you didn't know it, you didn't know the mother's name before that?
All I've ever heard Charlie call her was Dee.
Okay, you did not know her last name?
No. I guess, no.
Did you
All I
know,
ever heard Charlie call her was Dee.
did you know Kathy's name?
Well, I knew Kathy's name was Kathy Jean Might on her birth certificate.
Yes, ma'am. And so you did have some information to try and track her down in 2009?
Well, I guess I did, but I didn't see, at the time I was upset, I didn't see the point in it. There was nothing left. There was nothing to divide out. There was nothing left, and I had no idea to find her. And I asked Kathy, I said, Kathy, after I found her, I said, Kathy, what name did you go by? She said, just whatever man my mama was living with that month. She said she never had a birth certificate until I sent her that one.
Okay.
And-
So, I'm sorry, I didn't remember. Go right ahead.
So she went by several different names, whoever her mother was living with. There was no way of me tracking her down, but there was no reason to track her down because there was nothing left.
Okay. Judge, have it 1 second. Judge, this is a certified record that was, or document that was circulated by Miss Janie's counsel. And Judge, it appears to be certified. This was in 1990. It was sent out to Oregon at the time. I'm asking that it be admitted as the next exhibit.
Your Honor, I'm not certain if that's an original document. I don't know where that stamp come from the Bank of Oregon. It's not certified by any bank or where this record even originated from. We don't know. So I would object to that document as it's not
Well,
original.
this witness has not authenticated this document. She's not established that the document is one that she's familiar with, if I understood her testimony. So I don't think it would be proper to introduce it through this witness. You may have another witness who can introduce it, but not, if I'm understanding her testimony, it's not something that she remembered or acknowledged or knew anything about. So,
Okay, Your Honor.
the introduction of a document during the questioning of this witness that she has no knowledge of would not be appropriate. I'll sustain the objection at this time, subject to you finding another way of introducing it if you choose to, so.
Ms. Myatt, where were you living in 1960?
Lincoln Park, Michigan.
I'm sorry, you were living in Michigan?
Lincoln Park, Michigan.
Okay, and at the time of the birth, you were living in Lincoln Park, Michigan?
Yes,
Okay. And were you married and living there?
yes.
And
When Kathy was born, we was home. We came home on vacation, is the reason I know about Kathy. We was home on vacation.
and you were married at the time?
Yes.
Had children? How many children do you have?
Well, I had 4, but I lost one with brain cancer, so I've only got 3 left.
Yes, ma'am. And were your children, you were living up there in that part of Michigan at the time?
Lincoln Park, Michigan, just off of Dix, there in Lincoln Park, Michigan.
Okay. But those are all the questions I have.
Anybody else have any other questions?
Again, I don't know that it's necessary, Your Honor, but Miss Janie,
Yes,
you not remembering the box number that your parents' house was. Back in the day, back in the 60s, we had a different mailing system in Dixon County, did we not?
I think it was Route 1 or I think we lived on Route 1, Dixon, Burns, Tennessee is all I remember.
And again, back in the day when you had box something, that wasn't necessarily referencing a P.O. box that Mr. Vandervoort said. It wasn't a post office box.
No, it was a box on the mailbox. It was a number on the mailbox, I guess, but I don't remember what it was because it seemed like back then we had Route 1 and Route 2, Burns, Tennessee.
And that was just because the number of mail carriers you either on Route 1 or Route 2.
Yes.
And then the box number was not Mr. Vandervoort, and again, he's a lot younger than we are, but he referenced a P.O. box, meaning a post office box. It wasn't.
No, my mother and daddy, as I know of, never had a post office box.
That's all, thank you.
Anything else? All right, thank you. Are we going to allow her to, Ms. Myatt, you are a party to this, so you may turn off your I'm going to turn off your camera, but you can stay in the hearing if you like, okay?
Okay, I'll get his receptionist to come in here and do it. Okay, thank you, David.
All right. We're ready for the next witness.
Judge,
Turn the camera.
Catherine Rundle.
And she's on Zoom as well, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
There it is.
There you go.
They can see you and hear you now.
Thank you. Ms. Myatt, Ms. Rundle, if you will raise your right hand, let me place you under oath. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this case to be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Mr. Knowles?
Could you state your full name for the court, please?
With my married last name,
Well, your legal name, yes, ma'am.
Catherine Jean Rundle.
And Ms. Rundle, could you tell the court your parents' names?
Beatrice Jean Hammond was my mother. And I found out that Charlie Ray Myatt was my father.
And when did you discover that Mr. Charlie Myatt was your father?
When my daughter, my youngest daughter, her and I were talking, and I don't know where she got the stuff from, but she came in where I was sitting one night and told me that she had somebody on the phone that I needed to talk to. And that's when first time I talked to my Aunt Janie.
And at that time, did you learn from your Aunt Janie that your father, Charlie, had been looking for you?
Yes, as well as I was looking for him.
And had you had trouble trying to find him?
Yes, because the Hammonds, they were going to make sure I did not find him.
Do you know why?
The only thing I know is my grandfather was extremely rude, and if I ask him or my grandmother about my dad, they would just tell me to look in the mirror and you'll see him.
When did you first see your birth certificate?
When Aunt Janie sent it to me.
You'd never seen your birth certificate prior to that?
No, and I asked my grandmother about it, and she said she didn't know anything about it.
Okay. Now, do you or did you actually know anything about your father
No,
prior to this time?
no, not until I started talking to Aunt Janie.
Okay. Now, Ms. Rundle, you don't drive, is that correct?
That's right.
You don't have a computer.
No,
Would you say you're very good with technology?
no,
And has that limited your ability to know and come to court?
yeah, and I'm sorry, but I'm like extremely nervous and scared.
Yes, ma'am. I understand. Well, it's okay. We're just trying to get information, okay? Now, Judge, are you familiar with your birth certificate?
I am now.
Okay, and who does your birth certificate list as your father?
Charles Ray Myatt.
And do you believe him to be your father?
Yes, after Aunt Janie sent me some pictures of him, and my grandson was here one evening spending the night with me, and I cannot believe how much he looks like my father.
So
And
so you've noticed a lot of family resemblance?
yeah, and even my granddaughter, is the one that pointed out to me that my Aunt Janie and I look a lot alike.
Your Honor, could we show the witness a copy of Exhibit 2,
Exhibit 2 being the birth
the
certificate.
birth certificate?
We'll do our best.
Thank you, Judge.
You're dealing with someone who's can't back up a trailer, much less get a,
Does this appear to be your birth certificate?
I'm not seeing a birth certificate at all.
You haven't seen your birth certificate?
No, the one that you have somewhere, I can't see it.
Oh, you can't see it? Okay.
No.
Well,
Our point of view right now is like the full courtroom, and we can kind of see the monitor on the back wall. That's what we're seeing right now.
let's see if that helps. Nope, can't do it. Turning my camera off means she can't see this at all. All right.
If it does help, I do have a copy of her right now with the Exhibit 2 sticker on it from one of the letters that has been sent to us.
Miss Mike, could you take the document that you have and purport to be your birth certificate and tell us the number in the top right corner?
In the top right corner. The one that's 143 dash 60 dash 60 excuse me 06723.
It's the same number on this Exhibit 2.
And do you believe that document to be a true copy of your birth certificate?
Yes.
Have you learned or do you know of that birth certificate ever being modified?
No.
Do you know of Mr. Charlie Might ever claiming not to be your father?
No, like I said, I didn't know anything about him. I wasn't allowed to know anything about him.
Did you want to know him?
Oh, I gave anything in the world to know him.
Do you communicate with any of your other family here in Tennessee besides Miss Janie Might?
No, I don't have the phone number to any of them, and I'm not sure if they want to talk to me. I don't know.
Would you like to talk to them though?
Well, yeah, if they want to talk to me, I'll talk to them.
Okay. Now, your health, you have medical issues that don't allow you to fly, is that correct?
Yes.
Would you be, you don't drive, but would you be able to come ride all the way to Tennessee?
Yeah, I could ride. If my granddaughter could drive me there.
Okay. But you haven't been here. You haven't been to Tennessee.
No.
Long time. Do you know anything about where you lived when you were born?
No.
Do you know anything about where you lived when you were 2?
No.
Did your mother work for the carnival at one time? Do you know?
This is the first time that I'd heard anything about that. Her and I did not get along. She made it very clear that she hated me from the day I was born. So I was only there for her welfare check and in and out of foster homes.
Yes, ma'am. So you had a very, very limited resource to find out information about your family.
Yeah, there's no way that anybody would talk about my dad's side of the family.
Okay. Your Honor, that's all the questions I have for Ms. Kathy.
Van Voort, do you have questions?
Ms. Rundle, I'm Kirk Van de Voort. I represent Sam Myatt, who was Charlie Myatt's brother. And you had mentioned that he was Charles, but it's Charlie Myatt on the birth certificate. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And to be clear, you never met Charlie Myatt.
No, because I was just a baby when she took off with me.
And you never met any of the Myatt family.
No, it wasn't allowed.
Okay. And therefore, you wouldn't have lived with Mr. Myatt, to your recollection.
Well, I guess if B was with him, then yeah.
Well, if she was, yes, ma'am, I understand that, but you don't have any recollection of that, I guess, to be clear.
Right.
Okay. And there was no contact by Charlie Myatt with you.
He didn't know where I was.
Okay. He didn't know where you were. Who has told you that?
As much as he wanted to find me, and I wanted to find him, I just feel that if this is true, we would have ran into each other. And she made a point to keep changing our names, our state, schools, everything. And so did my grandfather.
So if in 2009, when Charlie Myatt passed away, if it had been stated that he would want 100 times that he would want somebody to track you down, it might be important at that time to track you down. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No, to your knowledge, no one ever tracked you down in 2009.
True.
And just to be clear, what year was it that you said you received, your daughter received some type of phone call?
It was after he had passed away. Do you remember what year it was?
Ms. Rundle, you can't ask someone else when you're testifying. You just have to ask what your best.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She has a hard time talking sometimes, and so I'm one of her caregivers, I guess. I'm her granddaughter, so I probably know about as much as she does. Sorry, I'm just trying to help her.
Well, just listen to me for a moment, and all I want to tell you is she and only she can answer the questions, and she cannot have information given to her by anyone else, even you as a caregiver. So just let her answer. And Ms. Rundle, if you answer the questions, if you know the answer, then you can answer it. If you don't recall or you don't know, then you just answer it that way, okay?
Okay. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm assuming you don't testify on a regular basis.
No.
Ms. Rundle, in 1990, where were you living?
In Eagle Point?
Okay. Is that in Oregon?
Yes.
And in 1990, would you have had a cause to seek out your birth certificate?
I didn't even know where to begin anymore.
Okay, you didn't know where to start. Just to be clear, are you saying you've never had your birth certificate?
Right. Because my grandmother told me that she didn't have one. And then after she passed away, and my daughter found something that got her going on locating the family. And, you know, I couldn't believe it.
Okay. So up until that point, you said you're saying you never had a birth certificate up until it was your granddaughter obtained it.
And my daughter found the family, and Aunt Janie sent me the birth certificate which was the first birth certificate I'd ever seen. And I was just like, wow. And I asked Aunt Jane if I could talk to my dad, and that's when she told me that he'd passed away.
Okay. Any other family members? Have you had any other contact with any of the other Myatt family members?
No, I don't have anybody else's phone numbers.
Okay. It was just Jane, all your information, is it coming from Miss Janie Myatt?
Yeah, her and I talk a lot.
Okay. No other questions, Your Honor?
If I could just have a minute.
You know,
Hey, Miss Kathy, my name is Jennifer Roberts, and I'm one of the attorneys involved in this case. Can you
Hi.
tell me over the course of your childhood up to when you settled there where you are now, do you recall how many states and places that you lived over your childhood?
I know we have been around the world. My grandfather moved us a lot because my half brother, which is 3 years older than me, him and I would go back and forth to living with my grandparents, back to be in the foster homes, and then grandpa would go get us out of the foster homes and give us back to her.
So if I understand, your mother, who you call B, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so B traveled all over.
Oh, yeah.
Did she stay, where were your grandparents, where were they living?
They were traveling all the time too, which I found out about 6 years ago. The reason we were moving around so much is because my grandfather was wanted by the FBI.
Okay.
I told him,
So you would flop back and forth, if I understand correctly. You'd be in the custody of your mama for a while. She might get in trouble, something, and the state would come take you away, put you in a foster home.
yep,
Then your grandparents would show up, take you for a while, and then put you back with your mama.
yep.
And then the whole cycle started again over how long a period of time?
Until I was 17.
And what happened when you were 17?
Well, here in Oregon, when you get that close to 18 years old, you're no longer considered to be in foster homes.
So at 17, you were kicked out of the system, basically.
Yeah.
And then were you on your own, or were you still going back and forth between mama and your
No,
granddaddy?
I had absolutely nothing to do with her. The last time I seen B was back in 86 when my husband finally talked me into allowing him to meet her. And she came over to our house and proceeded to tell him that she had bought all of her kids their Christmas gifts. And he goes, well, where's Kathy's? And she goes, I hate the grounds that she walks on, and I'm not buying her anything. I just bought my boys stuff.
How many siblings?
4 brothers.
And they're all younger than you. You were her first child?
No, Ronnie was.
Ronnie was the first child.
Yeah, which I just learned is my grandfather's son.
So your father fathered a child with his daughter.
her dad and her mated.
Okay.
It's really a messed up family.
When did your grandmother pass?
Oh.
Beg pardon?
You asked when her grandmother passed?
Yes, Your Honor, what I understand is when her grandmother passed was when her daughter or her granddaughter found Charlie Myatt's name written somewhere. So I was just trying to establish a time frame. When did you,
We were talking about B, and that's why I wanted to make sure who we were talking
yeah,
about. So-
if I understand it, Miss Kathy, Ms. Rundle, what had happened is that after your grandmother died, y'all were somebody was going through some things and found Charlie Myatt's name. Is that right?
Yes, my aunt and uncle found some stuff and gave it to my daughter. And my daughter wanted to surprise me by finding my dad.
Okay. So she would have been the one that would, I think maybe if Miss Janey testified earlier that she got the phone book, the Burns phone book, and started calling all the Myatts.
Yeah,
Happened upon Mr. Eugene.
yes,
And then that's the first contact that you would have had.
yes.
Okay. All right. That's all. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Ms. Franklin, do you have any questions?
I do not, Judge.
All right. Ms. Vandal, do you have anything else?
Judge, I didn't redirect this. I didn't redirect. I don't have any redirect. So I don't know if he can recross.
Well,
Just don't want to.
I think that's true. I think you asked Mr. Vandervoort on cross, and then Ms. Roberts asked, and Mr. So it would appear that you don't have standing to ask any additional questions because there's no other redirect. All right. Then, ma'am, you can remain in the hearing, but right now we won't be asking you any other questions, all right? Mr.
Okay, thank you.
Knowles?
I have no further witnesses, Your Honor.
The petitioner has, on behalf of Ms. Rundle, he has rested his proof. Do you have any proof you wish to offer, Mr. Vandervoort?
I do, Your Honor.
Well, let's take our afternoon recess, then allow that. We'll take a 15-minute recess.
All rise.
We had a criminal docket the other day, and they moved it over here, and we have another criminal docket next week on Tuesday, but it's going to have to be over there, so.
You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
State your name for the court.
My full name is Willie Sam Mike. I go with Sam.
Sam, how many siblings do you have?
There were 12 born, but one passed away shortly after. 11 had raised.
One of your siblings was Charlie Myatt.
Yes.
How did he spell his name?
My spelling bad.
Okay, but he's your brother was Charlie Myatt.
Yes.
Okay, and did you ever know him to have any? Was he married? Ever married?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Do you know if he had any children?
Not the ones claiming to be.
Okay. So, but did he, to your knowledge, did he have any children?
Well, I've always thought he had two there in Burns.
Okay.
They don't claim him, nobody ever
Okay.
claimed him.
Okay. So I want to go back to 1960. Where were you in 1960?
Well, I came home out of the Navy and got discharged on January the 6th. I had some leave built up, so I got out early.
Okay. And that was in 1960.
Yes.
And where did, when you say come back home, what was the address that you came back home to?
It was either 208 or 206. We had,
Was it a box?
yeah, the box.
Miss Roberts had made a lot out to do
But we
about
didn't have
that.
no, it was just a route number, wasn't no bike circle, nothing then, way up later.
Right. It was just a box number,
Yes.
correct? Because I had a box number at my house.
Yeah.
As young as I am. So, at any rate, but there was a box number and you believe it to be, you think it could have been 206?
Could be what?
206.
It could have been a 208, because they changed it according, somebody moved in, you know.
Understand.
We had 208 at one time.
Gotcha. So you came back home and who was living at your home?
Me and Richard and Charlie mom and daddy.
Okay. So there is a certificate of birth that has been introduced, and it shows that there was a birth by Kathy Jean Myatt, February the 23rd of 1960. Do you recall your brother being involved with a childbirth?
Nope, I can't remember mama neither.
Okay. Did your brother, did he live in Dixon to your knowledge?
He was living at home, sleeping at home. Now, what he done all the rest of the time, I don't know.
Okay. Did he ever tell you that I have a child, her name is Kathy Myatt, and I had her with Beatrice Hammond?
I didn't hear the last part of it.
Yes, sir. Did your brother ever tell you that he had a child by the name of Kathy Myatt, and that he had her with Beatrice Hammond?
No.
Okay. Did your family, to your knowledge, ever have any information about generally, like relationship-wise, with a Kathy Rundle?
Well, best thing I can remember telling you, in 1953, my brother Charlie brought home a girl.
Okay.
She was 13-year-old.
Okay.
And stayed there about 6, 7, 8 months, and daddy and mama got tired of her and brought her a bus ticket and sent her back to Oregon. Her name was Jean, but I don't remember the rest of it.
Okay. So sent her back to Oregon?
Yes.
Okay. So at some point, it has been said that your brother moved to Illinois. Do you ever remember your brother moving to Illinois?
Well, he'd be gone 6, 8 months at a time doing the fairground. The fair is moving. The car is moving.
Did you ever know him to be a sharecropper?
No.
Okay. Did he talk to you about sharecropping up in Illinois? I'm sorry?
No, not that I know of. I ever hear it mentioned.
Okay. Did your brother, when he would come, you said he would travel for a while, then he would come back. Was he always living in Burns?
Yeah.
Okay. So your brother, he passed away in 2009. Charlie passed away in 2009. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And there's been an obituary that has been introduced. Have you seen that obituary?
Yes, I seen him passed away and he didn't have no children listed, nothing on it.
Okay. Did you make the funeral arrangements?
No.
Who made the funeral arrangements?
Janie.
Let me ask you, did you have a close relationship with your brother Charlie?
Well, we got along real good together.
Okay. Did he have your confidence and you have his?
Well, not near as close as
I'm going to object as to what that, I don't know what, did he have your confidence? I think it calls for speculation, conclusion, innuendo.
Meaning you're asking this witness to, or Mr. Vander was asking this witness to speculate as to whether or not his brother Charlie has his confidence or had confidence in him.
And I'm assuming confidence means secret. I don't know, again, the definition of confidence.
Mr. Vanderbilt, I think that does call for speculation. Rephrase your question. I understand what you're trying to
Yes, Your Honor.
ask.
But, Mr. Bynum, would you and your brother share information with personal information with one another?
Nah, not with Charlie as much as Richard.
Okay. But would you talk with your brother Charlie? Okay. Would he talk to you if he had a child? Would he talk to you about a child?
I'm sure he would.
Okay.
Again, Your Honor, I'm going to object to that.
Seems to me that would call for speculation on his part, for him to speculate that if his brother had a child, he would tell him about it. That's an assumption on his part.
Well, Judge, we've already gone down the trail of allowing the exception that you're saying about a family lineage and history, and that's what this is going towards, whether he told him or not.
But you're asking him a non-hearsay question. You're asking him to state whether or not his brother would have told him instead of what he actually told him. Had he told him something, then that might be admissible under that exception. Sustain the objection.
Mr. Bynum, did your brother ever tell you he had a child with Ms.
Asked and
Hammond?
answered.
Sustain, I believe it has been asked and answered.
Up to his death?
No.
Was there a family understanding relationally wise, relationship wise of who had what children?
Yes.
Okay. And was it ever a scenario where Kathy Rundle was part of that family dynamic?
No.
Did your sister Janie Myatt, did she ever share any of that type of information with you?
No.
To your knowledge, did she share it with anyone else?
I must not even share it with my mama, because my mama never talked about it neither.
Okay. Was your mother close with Charlie?
Yeah. Took up to him more than anybody else, because he had a kind of rough life.
How so?
Well, you just know it, and you've been around people, can't always tell the truth, and they're not a good worker, and
Okay. But she never mentioned it to you?
no.
So those are all the questions I have.
No.
Mr. Knight, what's your date of birth?
Mine,
Yes, sir.
my mama told me June 17th, 1937. That's what my mama told me.
1937?
That's right.
Okay.
My brother Charlie was 5 years older than I was, like in 1 month. He was born in May 17th, and I was born in June 17th.
What year did you go into the military?
Do what?
What year did you go into the military?
1956.
1956. How many years did you serve?
How many years?
Yes, sir.
4.
4?
Turn that microphone towards you, Mr. Knowles, so that we can hear you
Sorry.
better.
I apologize. Can you hear me better
I'm
now?
a little bit weak, but I despise wearing a hearing aid.
Well, I understand that. So, you testified you got out of the military in 1960.
January the 6th, I think, the day I got home, or either I got my discharge, I don't know which one.
Okay. And were you living permanently with your parents at that time?
No, I wasn't in the Navy until I lived with them another 3 years after I got out of the Navy, though.
Yes, sir. Were you living with your parents permanently in 1960?
Yes, when I come out of the Navy, I lived with them permanently.
Okay.
And my brother Charlie was there too. So was Richard.
Now, you testified that your address, what was your address?
Well, it's been
at that time?
206, 208, and box 8. And what time I was there, I come back from the Navy.
Do you know how that address could have got on Kathy Rundle's birth certificate?
Well, I don't have no idea.
If your brother didn't know or have nothing to do with it, do you know how she would know his address or how any
We
party
had
would?
known her mother years before. That's what I said. She came home and stayed with us 6, 7, 8 months back in 53. That's the reason I didn't know the whole name, but it was Morgan. Her name was Jean.
So you're testifying that Miss Kathy Rundle's mother, Beatrice, came and stayed with y'all in 53.
Yeah, and Daddy and Mama said bought her a ticket and sent her back to Oregon.
And do you know if she came back?
I do not know. I was in the Navy for 4 years, and I've heard all this information. It shocks me.
Do you know how old Miss Beatrice was at the?
Well, according to the birth certificate, it backs me up what I was saying. She's 13 in 53. She was 20 when this girl was born. So that backs up my statement. She was, and everybody heard me make the statement. She was 13 when they brought her home.
Okay.
With it.
So have you seen Miss Kathy Rundle's birth certificate?
Not until I got it from Miss Robertson.
Can we pass the witness exhibit 2, please?
But I've seen it. Miss Robertson sent us all one in the mail. But that's one that sent out.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness? Did you tell the court what state issued this birth certificate?
Well, according to that, the state of Tennessee did.
Okay. Now, who does it list as the father of Catherine?
Well, it listed Charlie Roy Mike.
Okay. Could you read the address shown on that document for Charlie Mike?
Somewhere I seen it the other day looking at it. Let me see what it's at now.
If you would Direct you to line 18.
Okay, that's what I say, box 206, Burns, Tennessee. Well, that Burns, Tennessee, where he's living, it backs up. He was at home at that date.
Your Honor, I don't mean to object, but we do. That's the mother's address. That's where the mother lived. It's not the father's address. It's the mother's address.
Well, she wasn't there that time in history.
Your Honor, that's where I was headed with this question, but I agree with you.
They said earlier that she's living in Dixon. Now,
Well, to
address
the
here.
extent that that was an objection, it's not in proper form, so I will allow you to question the witness at the appropriate time. But I agree that that is the address that's shown on the birth certificate for the mother of the child.
Yeah, where the mother's living at.
Right. So the mother of the child shown to be at box 206.
Yeah, in Burns.
Right.
Well, my sister said he's living in Dixon.
I'm not asking the
Well,
questions, I'm just simply.
I'm just saying, where it's living.
But that's your address too.
Well, yeah, I'm
Family
that too,
address.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I would also direct you to, could you testify to the place of birth of the child?
Well, it says Bill and Crosby Clinic.
Okay, do you know where that was?
Yeah,
Where?
not here in Dixon.
You're in Dixon?
Yeah, just other side of Dixon, Fuel Home a little bit.
Do you have any knowledge or information if this document is incorrect in any way?
No, I don't. But back in them days, when my 5 girls were born, I didn't sign the birth certificate. My wife put on whatever name wanted to. I got 5 daughters, and I didn't put my name on none of them. They didn't ask me. My wife put the name on them they wanted to put on there. I wouldn't have no way of knowing. They didn't ask me without a daddy. You see what I'm saying?
Whenever Mr. Charlie Myatt would leave, where was he going? You said he was gone for months.
He go with a fire bunch, came through the Dixie, they call them carnies.
Is that what Kathy Rundle's mother did?
Yes. When she came home 53, I didn't know her after 53. She lived that stage with us, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months.
So you don't know what your brother and Miss Rundle's mother were doing when they were gone with the fair?
No, they weren't the fair. Some of her people on the ride or something that traveled.
But you don't know if they were living together and he was
Well, I know they
raising
lived together
them.
when he brought her home. At least they sleeping together, I guess you call that living. Mom was doing all the cooking and feeding.
To your knowledge, did Charlie Myatt have any input on his obituary?
Yeah, brothers and sisters and niece and nephew.
Yeah, but did Charlie put any of that information on there?
Jamie made the arrangement for it, I know.
Yes, sir, that's not what I'm asking.
They called me and asked me if I wanted to do it, and I told them I'll let Jamie do it.
Okay, yes, sir, but what I'm asking is, did Charlie have any input in it?
No, he was dead at the time, so I don't see how he couldn't.
So he didn't fill out that paperwork
No.
saying he didn't?
No.
And it's your testimony here today that he never told you he had a daughter?
No.
Did he ever tell you he had a kid?
No, not that much.
Did he ever tell you he was looking for one of his children?
No.
You stand to gain extra money by testifying here today, don't you?
Let's don't get any extra money, because you're going to bring my sister in, she's spied, he told you. How did I know she's not splitting the money with that woman who claims she is?
Sir, that's not what I asked. I said you stand
It's going to be money any way you go, there's money involved.
You stand to inherit more money if Catherine runs.
Hey, the money ain't the issue. I promised my brother that I'd try to do it right. I feel like I'm interested in the whole family, not just myself. All I want things that's done right.
Does Catherine Rundle favor your family?
I couldn't tell she did.
So you didn't feel like she looked like your family members? You said that you and your brother talked. How often did y'all talk?
Well, we drank beer together and got drunk together, slept in the same little room, had three of a bed, but it was a small place.
Okay, well,
Then you didn't have a big house, so you sat by the fire, you talked.
well, once he become an adult and you become an adult and you moved out, how often did y'all talk?
Well, I came back home and talked pretty much. 4 years I was gone. Well, I lived in Michigan a while, and so I was off and on the time I was 16 until I went in the Navy.
All right, so he died in 2009.
All right.
Let's say for the 10 years prior to that, how often did y'all talk?
Well, we quit talking, and you don't want probably a family history. Mom was about 87-year-old. Charlie worked a fire tire, and he came home for dinner. Mama was gone, didn't have his dinner, and he's gonna whip Mama. Well, Mama was telling Richard, and Richard told Mama, "I don't want to hear about it. You can live with me, or you can live with Charlie. One of us is leaving." So, after that, we didn't talk.
When was that?
But that had to be about 80, 89, 88, 87. Mom was born in 2001. 1901.
So you didn't talk to him for the last 20 years of his life?
If I won't whip my mom, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with him no more.
So you didn't talk to your brother for the last 20 years of his life?
Well,
is that correct?
Yeah, about the last 10, 12 years.
Well, from 89 to 2009 is about 20 years.
Well, whatever.
Is that correct?
I sit here and figure it out, yeah.
All right, so from 79 to 89, how often did y'all talk before?
After I got married, didn't talk very little bit because I had a wife, had families raised.
When did you get married?
1964.
1964. And after that, you didn't talk to him very often. So wouldn't it be fair to say he might very well not talk to you about having a daughter?
Well, it could have been.
If he wasn't talking to you?
Well, he bound to talk to somebody about it, the word got to me. Mama never did talk about it neither.
Why would the word got back to you?
Well, Mama always talked about it. Mama didn't know she'd had a granddaughter. She'd have been doing something to help her.
Did you and your mama, did your mama know you and Charlie did not get along?
Well, yeah, the whole time we growed up, I reckon, because I'd get on to him because he wouldn't do the fair share of work. And Mom would take up for him.
So wouldn't it be fair to say your mama wouldn't talk to you about Charlie?
No, Mom talked to me.
But she favored him.
She was always wanting to do better. Yeah, Mama wanted Charlie to do better. I don't mind telling you.
Did your mama ever go to get Charlie or find Charlie from the carnival?
The only time she seen him, been gone a while, and real starved, dead, dirty, Dad spared him. Talked her coming back home.
Was that when he was up in Illinois?
Like I said, he'd stay gone, and they'd move around, so I didn't know what they're moving to. Okay. That bunch move every week.
That's all the questions I have.
Roberts?
Mr. Mike, so as I understand it, in 1953, your then 20-year-old brother, Charlie Myatt, brought home a 13-year-old child and brought her into your mom and daddy's house.
Yep.
And they lived together.
Yeah, they sleep together anyway.
Okay, until your mom and daddy got tired of it and they bought a bus ticket and they shipped her off.
Yep.
But then your brother was going back and forth, leaving the home and going and traveling during this time?
A couple more years he was.
And in 1956, you joined the military.
Yep.
And you were gone for 4 years and you didn't come home until January. You don't know whether you got your discharge January 6th of 1960 or whether you got home January 6th of 1960.
Well, I think the date I got discharged and I rode a bus home.
Okay, so you would have gotten.
It might have been the 7th day and I got home.
So this Beatrice Jean Harmon, who is the mother of Miss Kathy Rundle, you said she was the 13-year-old.
When first met her, yes.
But then this birth certificate that was registered in the state of Tennessee says that Beatrice Jean Harmon and Charlie Ray Myatt, a laborer in Dixon County, and she's a housewife in Dixon County, and that she lived at Box 206, Burns, Tennessee. Her date of birth is February 23rd of 1960. So within just less than a month after you got home, this baby was born.
Yeah.
And you're saying you have no clue about it?
Well, she wasn't living at home. She wasn't there at the house I moved back into.
Okay.
Charlie was there, but she wasn't.
But didn't you tell me, sir, that you could have fathered Kathy Rundle, didn't you stand right
I
there?
don't mind telling you, yes, everybody wanted to have sex with that 13-year-old girl.
Well, again, so how old were you? You older than your brother Charlie?
No, he's 5 years older than I am.
He's 5 years older,
I
so.
was going on, I was 15, something like that, when she brought her home. He was 20.
So again, I don't mean to air your family's dirty laundry as much as we have, but so that you and both Charlie were being serviced by this 13-year-old
Yeah.
child he brought home?
Yep.
And then you stood right here in this court and told me that Charlie was sleeping with her.
Yep.
And that you were sleeping with her,
No, I
having
didn't
sex
sleep
with
with
her.
her.
You were having sex with
Yep.
her. Excuse me. I was trying to use it in polite terms. You were having sex with her
Yeah,
at 13
yeah.
in your mom and daddy's house.
Well, mom was working, Richard was working, Henry Ice Eagle, daddy carried a load of wood and burned. We had the free house most of the time.
Okay. And this brother that you said you were going to make it done right, that wasn't Charlie, because you and Charlie didn't speak. Y'all were not on good terms for 20 plus years,
Well,
were
that was
you?
later on in life, though. That was in the 80s.
Well, you were talking about you were talking about Richard when you said you would make sure it was done right. You were
Yeah.
talking about your brother Richard.
That's right. I try to get Richard's point, somebody take care of everything. He said, if they want to fight over it, let them fight over it. If you outlive me, you try to make sure it's done right. And that's
Okay.
all I'm doing.
And that's what we've already established, and we've had numerous hearings about where you went and you took control, locked up the house.
Well, that's another thing. Now, if we're going to get into that, let me tell you really what happened.
Well, let's don't get into that.
All right,
There was
we'll move on.
There was a non-heir sitting down and hired her to tell stories about me liquidating Richard's wealth. When she knows it wasn't right to take a non-heir's word. It's been messed up since day one. And Mr. Odell told me, you don't understand, I'm an executive. I can do what I want to. I can take and believe anybody I want to believe. And I said, surely we got some laws that make you do it right. It's been a mess, I'm telling you.
But Charlie was
I've been made out to be the worst guy on earth.
Charlie was close with his sister Janie, wasn't he?
Do what?
Charlie and Janie were close.
Not that I ever knew of.
Well, she took care of him in his dying years,
Well, I got the call to do it first, and I give it to Janie.
and you didn't want to do it. You told Janie to do it.
Well, because I waited on Mama. And she might not know nothing about that.
Okay.
But she told you they living in Dixon. The address, you're telling me she living in Burns. I don't know what's going on.
And that's exactly right. You don't, do you?
No, I don't, because
You don't know whether Charlie fathered this child, this young
I
lady?
don't know neither.
Don't know a thing about it, do you?
No.
That's all. Thank you, sir.
Ms. Franklin, you have questions?
Mr. Myatt, you testified earlier that you believed your brother Charlie had 2 other children in Burns.
I know what now?
You testified earlier you believe your brother Charlie had 2 other children in Burns.
Well, they don't claim him, and they never claim them.
Okay, but you believe he fathered 2 other children?
I do.
And you never notified the court of this?
Do what?
You never notified the court that there are other heirs out
If they
there?
won't be known, if they won't be known, they take a DNA test.
But you're aware, you believe that he had other children, and you haven't made the court aware of that, correct, until today?
Well, they don't claim it.
What are their names? What are their names?
I ain't gonna say it in court.
You have to answer the question.
You have to answer the question.
Well, maiden name or married name? One of them
Their
girl, one
current
of them boy.
names,
Huh?
their current and legal names.
The name married now?
Yes.
Okay, it'd be May Chandler, and the other one was a boy, with Mark Moran.
What was that last name?
Huh?
The last name?
Moran.
No further.
Last person was verified, just died a couple weeks ago, so I can't get it verified, but they get a DNA test done, they can sue me.
Is the reason that you haven't told anybody about these children is because
I've told a lot of
you,
people about them.
well, because you want to increase the amount of money you receive from this estate?
Do what?
You want to increase the amount of money that you receive?
I don't want to increase no more money than nobody's getting.
I have no further questions.
I'm pretty sure you're aware of what they offered me the other day, ain't you? If a judge wants to know, I'll tell him.
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
Huh?
What are you saying?
They offered,
Judge, I'd object to
If I was
any
dropped
kind of
this
settlement
case,
discussions that was made.
That's an offer of settlement, sustain the objection. You can't talk about that.
okay, I don't figure.
You said something about DNA tests. Is somebody taking a DNA test?
Well, if anybody wants to know the truth, they can.
You're willing to take one yourself?
Hey, I volunteered a long time ago. I tell you, that statute of limitations should run out. I told everybody a long time ago. They say, you want your body resumed? I said, no, I'll donate my DNA if they want to compare it. But everybody tell me now, well, the time's done run out and it shouldn't be nothing.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Vanderbilt?
Judge, nothing further. Not for this witness.
All right, thank you. You can step down. All right, next one.
Thank you, Your Honor, putting up with me. I just had a lot of stuff I want to get off my chest. I might have done wrong, but I'm sorry, I did. I had all the right tape.
Initial this. You may call your next one.
Thank you, Judge. I would call Philip Estes.
You'll raise your right hand, let the clerk place you under oath.
You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. State your name.
Philip Dean Estes.
Mr. Estes, who is your parent that is related to Charlie Myatt?
Kate Mike Estes.
Kate Myatt, that's your mother?
That's my mother.
And she is deceased. And sir, are you familiar with the family, the
Yes.
Myatt family? And have you ever known that Catherine Rundle Myatt was a member of the family?
No.
Did your mother, Miss Estes, did she ever bring that to your attention as being a family member?
No.
Discussions with you about it?
No.
When were you born?
59
Where?
Dixon.
And during that time period, was there ever a engagement with you that you were told about, or otherwise at a family reunion where somebody by the name of Kathy Rundle or Myatt was brought up?
No.
Has that family history that you know about, has it ever included a Kathy Rundle Myatt?
No.
When did you come to learn this?
November 16th of 21, when I got the papers with her name on it.
Did you have a close relationship with your mother?
Yes.
Who was your sibling? You have siblings?
I've got 5.
5 siblings?
Yes.
Okay. You were close with your mother?
Yes.
Would you all share that family history together?
Yes.
Okay. Is this something that was ever brought to your attention?
No.
Did she have a relationship, your mother have a relationship with your Uncle Charlie?
Yes.
Okay. Is he someone that would, that they would, do you have knowledge that they would discuss the family history?
That I wouldn't know.
Okay. Is this something that is ever brought to your attention?
No.
Ever generally known or specifically known that he had a child?
No.
That's all the questions I have, Joe.
No, you may cross.
Would you state your name again?
Philip Dean Estes.
Mr. Estes, did you have a relationship with Charlie Myatt?
In younger years, yes.
And what does that mean? In younger years?
60s, 70s. Till I got married, then you live in your own life.
Okay, what kind of relationship did y'all have?
We didn't live very far away. So what I guess under 10, going to grandma's.
You was a child during that time.
Right, and then teenager another time, we'd run into him in town.
Would he have ever, do you have any knowledge of why he would have ever talked to you about a child he had that he was looking for?
Those days, our uncles would talk to us about a lot of things.
Okay. Do you know of any reason why he would talk to you as a kid about another kid?
Not as a kid, but as a teenager.
Now, was Charlie gone a lot?
Not in my childhood.
I'm gonna guess you don't remember
No, I remember he-
1960 through 1964.
No, that I won't remember.
You was 1 to 5 years
Right.
old. wasn't
But
you?
in the late sixties, we used to see him over at the fire tower when our grandmother would take us over, or some of our uncles or aunts. There'd be a bunch of us cousins, and we'd go climb the fire tower and visit him.
In the last 20 years before Charlie Might's death, how often did y'all speak?
None.
None. What about 30 years before his death? Did y'all speak?
If we run into each other somewhere, yeah, we spoke.
Say hi?
Yeah.
So, be fair
I
to
mean, there
say.
was no ill feelings there. You just don't see that many whenever you're raising kids. You got your own family.
Yes, sir. No further questions.
Roberts?
Was there discussion with your Uncle Sam Myatt about these other two? What he believed was your uncle's kids that lived here in Dixon that would be? Did you
I
ever?
hear a lot of stuff and I don't pay no attention.
Well, I just wondered, again, you talked about whether or not Charlie, was it ever discussed that Charlie had kids?
No.
Including the ones that were, including the two that are well-known individuals here in Dixon?
All my life, 3 of the uncles had no children. All of my life.
Right.
That was Edward, Richard, and Charlie.
Right.
There was never no children.
And there wasn't any,
If there's any unknown, I'm not gonna know it.
well, but that's it, but it wasn't when you were talking, when we got teenagers, our uncles talked
They
to
was
you a
our
lot.
uncles and we was teenage boys and out running around chasing women, what boys do, and go at dances, whatever we did at 16, 17, 18.
But
That's what
there
that,
wasn't conversation about,
no,
that, you playing ball with one of my kids, or,
no, there wasn't no.
that's all.
Ms. Franklin, any questions? Redirect?
Oh, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You may stand down and have a seat in
Thank
the
you.
courtroom. All right, next witness.
Call James Buchanan.
Stand here, face the clerk, raise your right hand, and be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and the truth so help you God?
I do.
You are James Buchanan?
Yes,
And who is your parent that's related to Charlie?
Edith Myatt Buchanan.
Okay. And has she passed away?
Yes.
And do you know the family history of your family, the Myatt family?
A lot of it.
Okay.
I can't say I know it all.
Sure. And to your knowledge, you've heard testimony from your cousin Philip that your uncles had no children. Is that what your understanding is?
I never heard of it.
Okay. Did you have a relationship with your mother that was close where you would talk about those things?
Oh, yeah.
And did your mother ever disclose to you that you have a cousin through your Uncle Charlie?
No.
Did they have a relationship, to your knowledge, Charlie and your mother?
Yes, as far as I know.
Okay. And was that family relations, would they have talked about that?
I would have thought they would have. I mean, I wouldn't. She never mentioned anything about it, and
When you were living, what year were you born?
53,
And where were you born?
Michigan.
Okay. Did you move here at any point?
We moved back in 59, I think it was.
So you moved back in 59. You would have been how old? 7?
6.
6 years old. And do you remember that time period?
Bits and pieces, off and on,
Okay.
just,
Growing up, have there ever been conversations with your uncle Charlie that he had a child?
no,
Any ever mention of it?
not to me. We never discussed anything like that.
Okay. Did you have a relationship where he would discuss things like that with you, personal things?
I wouldn't say we had a relationship. We never talked anything like that. We talked just stuff in general.
Ever disclosed to you throughout his lifetime that he had a child?
No.
Those are all the questions I have.
Mr. Knowles, you have any questions?
Briefly. Mr. Buchanan, could you tell me about your mother and Mr. Charlie's relationship?
brother-sister relationship.
Did they talk often?
I couldn't say how often they talked. I knew they talked. I couldn't say how often.
Did he come over to your house?
When I was a teenager or younger, oh yeah, I seen him some.
How often is some?
Well, like I say, when I was growing up, on Saturday night, a lot of times we'd all go to the square dances, and he was there. Like I say, we'd go on hay rides, and he'd be over at the fire tire, and stuff like that, when I seen him. Went camping once, he come picked us up.
How many times did you talk to him in the last 20 years of his life?
I don't remember even talking to him, because I don't remember seeing him.
Okay. What about the last 30 years of his life?
Last time I remember exactly I might have talked to him was when grandmother passed.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly when that was.
Okay. Of course, those times wouldn't have been in a setting where y'all would have ever discussed something like this.
No.
No further questions.
I don't have anything, Your Honor.
Ms. Franklin? You redirect?
Just very briefly, the conversations that you had with your uncle, again, there was never a conversation about having a child.
No.
Any conversations with Janie about having a child?
No.
Is she someone that would have shared that with you or your mother?
No. Well, we never had any conversation, anything.
Is Janie Lewis Myatt the type of person that would have shared that information with family members if she had known it?
Oh, yeah.
Was it shared to your knowledge?
I don't know what she might have shared because it never was shared with me.
Okay.
And nothing was ever told to me about Charlie.
Does she and your mother, Janie and your mother, have that type of relationship where they would have shared that type of information?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay. Would your mother have shared that with you if that had been information she'd received?
Yes.
And was it ever received?
No.
Miss Janie Myatt, was she you've heard her testimony?
Yes.
And was any of that ever shared, any portion of it shared with you or shared with your mother, to your knowledge, about a family history?
Well, my mother never shared it with me if it was shared with her. Okay. She never brought it up, and we talked about Charlie and Uncle Richard, and this, that, and other, and it was never brought up anything about Charlie having a kid.
Is that something your mom would have mentioned to you?
Oh, yes.
Okay. No other questions, John?
Briefly. So is it your testimony that Janie Myatt's just lying?
No.
I
didn't say she was lying. I said that information never was shared that I know of with my mother, and my mother didn't share it with me.
Do you believe her to be a truthful person?
No.
So you believe she was lying today?
I can't say what she's doing.
Is it true that she would receive less money if Miss Catherine Rundle is declared an heir by this court?
What now?
Is it true that she would receive less money if Miss Catherine Rundle is declared an heir by this court?
Who would receive less money?
Miss Janie Myatt.
I guess.
You would receive more if she is declared not to be an heir, is that correct?
I guess. I haven't done the math. That's all.
Anyone else have questions? Thank you, sir. You may step down.
We're going to call Larry Byram.
Step over here, raise your right hand, face the purple small.
You solemnly swear or affirm tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Mr. Byram, state your name, full name.
Larry Byram.
And who's your parent that is related to Charlie Myatt?
Elizabeth Myatt.
Elizabeth Myatt.
I'm sorry.
She goes by Martha for a while and Elizabeth, but yeah, Martha Elizabeth.
What was the relationship between your mother, Elizabeth, and Charlie? They have a good relationship?
Yeah.
And between your mother and Charlie, did you all talk about a family history?
I mentioned any kids, no.
Okay. As far as your uncle, Charlie, did he ever disclose to you that he had a child?
No.
To your knowledge, did your mother ever disclose to you that your Uncle Charlie had a child?
No.
Did they have the type of relationship where he would have shared that with her?
I think it would.
Okay. And in fact, your Aunt Janie Myatt, did she ever disclose anything like that to you? Did your mother and Janie Myatt, did they have the type of relationship where they would have the conversations about Charlie?
They talked a lot, yeah.
Great. You've heard the testimony of Miss Janie Myatt, and in fact, was it your mother that was at she says was part of making the funeral arrangements? Do you recall that?
Yes.
Do you recall having discussions with your mother about the family
I didn't
arrangements?
discuss the funeral, but her and Janie did that.
Okay. And you've seen the obituary for Charlie Myatt? Okay. And is that your understanding of the family of Charlie Myatt?
Yes.
Did you ever know of during Charlie Myatt's lifetime of him having a child?
No.
When were you born?
53.
Where were you living? Okay.
I was born in Michigan.
Born in Michigan, but you grew up in Burns. When did you move back to Burns?
I was about 2 years old, I was told.
Okay, okay. Obviously your mother and your father were living there?
Yes.
Okay. Did they live in the Myatt Loop area, the area that's called Myatt Loop now?
Buddy Road.
Okay. So was that a close-knit area?
Yeah.
Okay. Has there ever been a understanding in your family dynamic that your Uncle Charlie had a child?
I didn't hear of it till lately, so.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No.
Mr. Byron, could you tell me about your relationship with Mr. Charlie Myatt?
When I see him, we got along pretty good, but
Okay.
several years you didn't see him.
Okay. Well, in the last 20 years of his life, how many times did you talk to him?
A few times, I'd see him at Captain D's every now and then, but
And was those conversations just, hi, how are you doing?
pretty much, probably a few minutes.
Wouldn't have been a setting where y'all would have talked about his child, Catherine Myatt.
Probably not.
And how often did you see him back in 1960?
Saw him quite a bit then.
Okay. How? How would you see him?
My grandmother's,
Okay. And how often was that?
for a while, it was just about every weekend.
Okay. And do you remember him being gone for long periods of time?
I remember when he was at the carnival,
And during that time, would he be gone for long periods of time?
and was a part of the forestry department, firefighter, California, Oregon.
Now, do you know Miss Janie Myatt?
Yes,
Okay. Did you hear her testimony?
yes.
Do you believe she was telling the truth?
It sounds like she's telling the truth as far as she knows. That's,
Do you know of any reason she has to lie? Let's see. So you would have become an adult around 1971.
Yeah.
Which would have been about 11 years after Kathy Rundle was born. And do you believe your uncle would have ever talked about this with you?
it looked like he'd have talked to somebody.
But you said you believe Miss Janie. He did talk to her about it though, didn't he?
According to her, he did.
Now, was it true that she cared for him before his death?
Yes.
Took care of him? Did Charlie have a good relationship with your mother?
Yes.
When did your mother pass, sir?
2019,
2019? How old was she at that time?
86.
6. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Roberts?
Just briefly, what does it matter to you whether Kathy Rundle is declared your cousin or not?
Well, if she's not, she shouldn't get the money, but if she is,
She should. Okay.
if she is.
Now, again, a lot of this family history things that you said wasn't disclosed. Did you know some of the stuff that, seedier stuff that's come out today, did you know that your uncles were swapping a 13-year-old child for sexual favors?
I've heard Sam talk about it before.
You did hear them talk about it before? And that they were having sex with a 13-year, sharing a 13-year-old?
Yeah. Just from him, I don't,
Beg pardon?
just from him, I don't know anything else.
Just from who?
Sam.
Just from Sam. When did you hear that from Sam?
A few months ago.
Just a few months ago. After Mr. Richard died and all this started coming up, is when he started talking about his sexual exploits.
Yeah.
That's all.
Franklin? Redirect?
Just briefly, so to your knowledge, your uncle was, Sam was telling you that, but he would have been 14 at the time? Correct? I think so. Yeah, he was 14, she was 13, correct? Okay. Your mother was, you were asked about Miss Janie's, if she was being truthful or not, but your mother was there making the arrangements with her, to your knowledge, for their funeral arrangements. And if it was an issue that your uncle would want this child to have been found, your mother, would she have known about that if it was a family member?
I'm gonna object.
Stan, I think you're calling for him to speculate what his mother would or would not have thought. So.
I'll rephrase, Judge. Did your mother ever tell you after the funeral arrangements we need to find a daughter? No. Ever bring it up to you that was an issue for your brother that had been disclosed because it was his daughter? No. Okay, that's all I have, Judge.
Any further recross?
No, Your Honor, nothing from me.
All right. Thank you, sir. You may stand down. Mr. Vandervoort, you may call your next witness.
Judge Sheila Woodard.
Stand right here, turn to face the clerk, raise your right hand to the corner.
You solemnly swear or affirm to the
Yes. Speak right here, try to speak directly into the mic.
State your name for the court.
Sheila Marie Buchanan Woodard.
And who is your parent that is related to Charlie Myatt?
Edith Myatt Buchanan.
Edith Myatt Buchanan. And did you and your mother have a good relationship?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, did you live with your mother for quite a period of time other than your childhood?
Yes.
Okay. From when to when?
From 93 to 2011 when she passed away.
And from, what was the relationship between your mother and your Uncle Charlie? They had a close relationship or?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't ever come down to the house, but yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if they ever talked that much on the phone either.
Okay. How about her relationship with your aunt Janie Myatt?
Yes. Janie used to call her all the time.
Okay. Close relationship?
Yeah.
Kind of relationship that with family history be disclosed?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. In your lifetime, have you ever known that your Uncle Charlie to have a child?
No.
Okay. Did your mother ever discuss with you that your Uncle Charlie has a child? You have a cousin?
No.
Did your aunt Janie ever discuss that with you?
No.
Ever, to your knowledge, ever discuss it with your mother?
I don't know if they discussed it, but, like I said, mom never disclosed it to me.
Okay, is that something,
Yeah, we talked, yeah.
was that something she would have disclosed to you in talking about the family history?
Yes.
And was it ever?
No.
Is that something that, to your knowledge, that your mother and your Aunt Janie would have talked about the family history?
It's possible.
Okay.
Because, I wasn't there. I worked, so I wasn't there, The family's always talked,
Okay. Is your
especially
aunt,
the women.
gotcha. Your Aunt Janie, is she that type of person that would talk about those type of things?
Yes, I believe so.
And you have heard her testimony? Was any of her testimony like that ever disclosed to you?
Any of what she was talking?
Yes,
No.
ma'am. How about, did your mother ever relay anything like that to you?
No.
Judge, those are all the questions I have.
No.
Ms. Woodard, is that correct?
Ms. Woodard, what was your relationship with Charlie Myatt like?
Well, me being a female, it was nothing after we got, I got of age and moved out. When we was kids, still at home, we'd go down to grandma's every week or every other weekend.
So from the time you was 18 on, you didn't have any
No.
dealings with him or
No.
communications to amount to anything? Okay. When were you born?
1955, July 2nd.
When did your mother pass, Miss Woodard?
December the 11th, 2011.
After Charlie passed, did you ever learn about Miss Catherine Rundle?
No, sir.
When did you first learn about her?
And after my Uncle Richard passed away and the proceedings started, the first letters we got sent out about his estate, her name was listed and everybody was wondering who she was.
Okay. So did your mother have a relationship with Eugene Myatt?
Yes.
Okay, so to your knowledge, he never told her about these phone calls that happened in 2009?
No.
Now, would this have been something you and Charlie Myatt would have discussed? Him having a child?
No. He was gone. He was with the Carney and he was gone even when we were kids. He was gone a lot except for when he was working at the forestry. And that's what all of us kids used to laugh about. He was a Carney and he was gone.
Sure, yeah. So you don't know if he was gone with Miss Kathy Rundle and her mother as a family? You don't know what was going on, do you?
No.
And I'm going to assume you don't remember 1960 when you were 5. That's all I have, Judge.
Roberts?
It wasn't discussed about these other two potential children that Charlie fathered either, was it?
No. Never heard, no.
Sam never brought that up during the course of anything and said, do you know these two people that he said?
Yes.
Okay.
I never would have thought, I didn't know it until.
Yeah, until just now. That's all. Thank you, ma'am.
I took a test through Ancestry.com with one of those DNA tests. Found out I got relatives all over the world and everything. There's some of whom I've never met in my whole life. They're distant cousins. Have you taken any sort of test like that?
No, I'm scared too.
Basically what I said.
Well, there's a lot of people that I have talked to that get on Ancestry and have traced back family lineage,
This is what I was trying to do. I understand after today why you might not want to take it. All right, thank you. Mr. Vandervoort, you may call your next witness.
So that is our proof. Those are the witnesses.
Any rebuttal proof by anyone? Ms. Roberts, do you have any other proof you wish to offer? Mr. Knowles is.
I do not, Your Honor.
Just tagging along, Judge.
So, let me ask this question. Mr. Sam Myatt says he'll take a DNA test. Why can't we do that?
Never been offered in my estimation.
Do what?
It's never been offered.
Judge, well, it has, not formally has it been offered, but the conversation that she said she overheard in the same breath, Mr. Mott said, well, I'll take a DNA test. So, but if the court orders that, that's what we'll do. We're ready and willing to do
It
that.
just seems like to me, I mean, these are all good folks. I don't have a problem with them. It seems to me that what they just don't know, they never heard of this person, and they say if they're blood relative. I mean, I've got relatives out there, as I said, that I have found out through Ancestry.com that I didn't know I had. I'd like to meet some of them and get to know them, but it seems like all I do is appear here in court. So anybody have an objection to me ordering some sort of testing that would determine one way or the other about this issue?
Well, I really do, because I've been volunteering this now for 3 years.
So you'd be willing to take one of these things where you swab?
I mean, why would they wait 3 years, all this argument going on when they know when it first
I can't
started?
answer that, Mr. Sam. I can only tell you that I'm trying to find a solution to your problem that's fair to everyone. And if this woman happens to be the daughter of your brother, by biologically proving that, would you be okay with that?
Well, I would, but I'd rather see it by Tennessee law. Why did it take so long? Janie told you that the girl was living in Dixon, but she put down in charge when the daughter was born, so living in Burns.
Judge, may I have a chance to talk to Mr. Burns?
Yeah.
Judge, Mr. Mott is willing to do it, as soon as the court orders it, and have it ordered.
Judge, it's purely your decision. This whole thing started out as to whether or not Ms. Rundle had standing. There has never been, I found out and included her when I asked this estate to be open. I included her name because Ms. Janie, who I'm representing in opening this estate, said that she was an heir. When I discovered that this was going on, we brought it to the court's attention, and then that's when Mr. Sam Myatt, through his counsel, said, no, she's precluded by law from claiming. So it was never an issue. A DNA test seems the most logical thing to do. And
I'm going to fix the problem. And you remember a judge that we used to have, what was his name? Leonard. When I was trying a Ada Whittemire murder case, he told me, when I was objecting to some evidence coming in, that he says, young lawyer Wolf, a trial is a search for the truth. I never really understood that at that point, but I do think that this is a case where the trial should be about what is the truth. I think that's what Mr. Sam wants. I think that's what all these family members want. I think that's what Miss Janie wants. I think that's what Miss Rundle wants. If Miss Rundle's not the biological child of Charlie, I think she'd like to know that so she can keep looking for her biological father. So it seems to me that everyone, I'm going to rule that she has standing to assert this claim, because of the fact that I don't think she was given proper notice the first go round. She filed her claim within the statutory period after the renotice. And for this court's consideration, I'm granting her that opportunity. The rules allow the court to expand and in certain instances, those things. But let's figure out, and I want Mr. Vandervoort and Mr. Knowles and you and Ms. Franklin and anybody else who has a dog in this hunt to get together and determine a manner in which DNA testing can be done that would determine, a lot of times these cases, as you know, are that you've got a deceased individual and there's no way to test that without exhuming the body. But my understanding of DNA is that testing a brother, a close biological relative of a brother or even a sister should, but the brother would certainly be almost exactly the same as having the same. It wouldn't be an identical, but it would be close enough that you can determine if she's excluded, then she's out. If she is included because of the familial relationship, then it substantiates the claim. And I think that satisfies all the folks on the other side of this situation. So this court is going to rule that she has standing to assert a claim and that the parties will coordinate to determine if Mr. Sam Myatt says he will he will agree to a DNA testing, and now it doesn't require blood transfusion or anything like that. They swab the inside of your chicken. That's all it takes.
Brachial swab test is what they.
Buccal swab or something like that, but it is a test that they can take, and they can determine whether or not there is a familial relationship. So we're going to order that, and we'll reserve ruling on any of the other aspects of it until that time. Mr. Knowles looks like he wants to stand up, so.
My DNA is on.
I'm not certain, but we will have to check. That may require female DNA.
May require female.
To show the.
You know what, do it all. Let's do Miss Janie, let's do Mr. Sam, and let's do your client. Let's do one of each, all three of them, and have them all compared. Anybody else that wants to submit a DNA, they can do that. All I'm looking for is to determine what scientifically can be proven from that. So we're going to reserve everything else in this case until such time as quickly as we can get these tests done. It ought not to be that difficult to get done. She's wherever she is in Oregon. She can she can go someplace, they can submit it, send it to the same lab by a certified, means, and have the testing all done at the same lab by having her DNA sample taken at a lab, having it transported to the lab where Mr. Sam Myatt and Miss Janie are going to have theirs done, and go from there, so.
And I think that's it. At my position and what I understood is that Mr. Sam Myatt, through his counsel, were contesting that, which we didn't even have the right to ask for DNA testing because the statute had changed. And so now you're saying she does have standing and we can do the DNA testing and it will be accomplished. And then depending on the outcome, again, we're doing familial DNA.
I think it really just boils down to, we all know that the significant results. If Ms. Rundle is found to be an heir, then she stands to inherit a couple of $100,000. If she is not an heir, then that is divided between the remaining heirs, and they each get about another $28,000. Mr. Myatt does not strike me as being in it for the money, and nor do I think Miss Jane was in it for the money. She just says what is right, and we're going to try to figure it out the way that everybody can be satisfied. I can't tell you, Mr. Sam, why it's taken 3 years to get to this point, but I can only tell you that now that we're here, let's fix it so that everybody knows.
Mine done on 23rd and me and Ancestry.com. Both of them got my DNA.
Well, you and I might be related. I'm on Ancestry.com. You and I might be related, so I don't know. So
I don't know. You see on the news.
I might have had some relatives who were carnival workers too. I think one of my relatives was a barker for the yak lady. So
you see on the news where this morning a half sister's been sleeping, her half brother didn't know it.
All right. We are going to, anybody else have anything else before we?
Yes, Judge. I just want to point out.
That was really a rhetorical question. Go ahead, Ms. Franklin.
So it has come to the attention today.
And if that microphone's on, you can use that microphone, otherwise.
We turned it off earlier, Judge. With there being potentially two more heirs that were testified to today, I believe I need to do some further investigation. In the partition action, I was appointed as the guardian ad litem both for Henry Eugene Myatt as well as any unknown heirs. And at that point in time and until today, no one knew that there could potentially be two more.
You have leave to contact those individuals and find out if they want to assert a claim. My opinion is if they if they don't want to assert a claim for obvious reasons they may have, then they have waived any claim that they may have. So. But I think that's something you need to explore is in that particular situation. Thank you. All right. Anybody else have anything else? No? All right.
Judge, I'll
the order is that all y'all will cooperate on how you're going to get this testing done, and then we'll reserve everything until that result is back. And that being our last case for the day, since our other case was continued, we stand adjourned.
All right.